Welcome back, YouTube. Sensei Domino here. This video is going to be a little different. I thought I would show how I do my TTMs. And the first thing you'll need is a large envelope and a small envelope. Now, the large envelope is 4 1/8 inch by 9.5 inches, and the small envelope, it's basically a standard envelope, is 3 5/8 inch by 6.5 inches. And on the large envelope, this is what you're going to be putting everything in. You're going to want to put the address of whoever you're writing to. So let's just say we're writing to an athlete, so whatever the athlete's name is. And if you're sending to a team or something like that, you're going to want to put care of and then whatever the team's name is. But let's just say that this is an athlete and they have a P.O. box. So we'll do P.O. box, I don't know, 123. I don't know, let's just say their city. I'll just put California. A lot of stuff goes to California. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then right here, you're going to want to put your address just in case, you end up getting the return to sender. You want to get your stuff back. So I'll just put Sensei Domino. My street. My city. Texas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's basically what you're going to put on the envelope. And what I like to do is I'll write do not bend just in case the postman pays attention. Most of the time I don't expect that they do, but makes me feel better putting that there anyway. And on the return envelope, you'll put your address, obviously. Okay. And a lot of people like to put their address right here as well in case it gets lost in the mail. The return to sender will go back to you as opposed to leaving it blank. So in this case, let's go ahead and do that. All right. And then obviously do not bend because this is the envelope that your hopefully autographs will be sent back in. So you want to make sure you put do not bend on that. And a lot of times on the back, I'll put the initials of whatever athlete that I'm sending to. So in this case, because I'm using this person as an example, I'll just put VD. And basically, that's it for now. All right, now what you want to do is you want to either handwrite or type a letter. And what I like to do is I have sort of a template that I have saved on my computer. And I actually have two of them. I'll show you an example of each. And so we got this one right here. I keep my letters rather brief because in a lot of cases, these athletes or entertainers get a whole lot of fan mail. And I'd like to think that they read all their fan mail, but I would guess in a lot of cases they probably don't. So, to try to save time, I just keep it brief, and as simple as possible so they can move on to the next one. So, dear Mr. or Mrs. whoever. You were one of my favorite players when I was growing up. I really enjoyed watching you play. I think you're one of the best players in the history of the game. Would it be possible for you to please sign the enclosed cards? It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for your time. I know you are incredibly busy. Sincerely, Sensei Domino. Um, a lot of cases, I'll, instead of, this whole generic, you were one of my favorite players when I was growing up, I'll add a line or two, talking about their accolades or how much the player meant to me, et cetera, et cetera. And also, I've been talking to a couple other fellow TTMers, and they like to send some athletes or entertainers a couple questions. So I created a little template with a couple questions. So here's what one of those looks like. Dear Mr. and Mrs., I'm a huge fan of yours. I think you were a fantastic player, one of the best players in the history of the game. Would it be possible for you to please sign the enclosed cards? It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're incredibly busy. Take care. Sincerely, Sensei Domino. P.S. If you wouldn't mind and have the time, I would like to ask you a couple questions. What was the greatest moment of your career? Who was the best player you ever played against? And give them some room to be able to write an answer. So those are those. And then I actually have a couple that I actually wrote out that I ended up not sending, either because I thought they were a little cheesy or in one case, the postage was going to be more expensive than I was expecting, so I didn't end up sending it. But let me go ahead and I crossed my name out, but this is to Amelia Clark. Dear Miss Clark, I'm a huge fan of yours. Really loved you in the Game of Thrones, Terminator Genesis, and Solo. I also think Last Christmas is one of the best holiday movies to come out in a long time. I was wondering if it'd be possible for you to please sign these index cards. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for your time. I know you were incredibly busy. Take care. Have a great weekend. Sincerely, and then my name. And here's another one to Dominic Hasek. Dear Mr. Hasek, I didn't put the apostrophe, or apostrophe, comma. I'm tired. I am a huge fan of yours. I think you're a fantastic player, one of the best players in the history of the game, and in my mind, best goalie ever. It doesn't hurt to, talk him up. Would it be possible for you to please sign the enclosed cards? It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're incredibly busy. Take care. If you wouldn't mind. And then, what was the greatest moment of your career? Who was the best player you ever played against? So, those are a couple of, I guess, cutting room floors that I had that I'll probably end up throwing out. But anyway, on to preparing your letter. So, in this case, let's just say I'm sending to Vincent Dampoust. So, got 3 of his cards. At some point, I'll probably send off to him. So, let's put these right here. Now, what I like to do, and some people might do it differently, but what I like to do is I'll take my letter, fold it up nice and neat. Let me try to get it on camera. Fold it up nice and neat. And when you do it like this and you're using standard typing paper, computer paper, it actually fits the cards pretty well. So I'll take the cards, no protection, just like this. No protection. They don't have any soft sleeves. They don't have any hard sleeves. I'll put them in the letter right here in this little pouch, fold it up, and generally they'll stay pretty snug in this little pouch that I've created. And that's how I will send it to the athlete. So I'll go ahead and stick it in the envelope like this. Okay, you got your return to sender. Make sure you put stamps on everything. Stamp on the outside here. Stamp right here, or you probably won't get your stuff back. Put this in here. Just like that. Okay. Now, for the trip home, I know a lot of people like sending these card saver ones. I don't put the cards in there ahead of time because of the problem where several athletes will never pull your cards out of the softs, the card savers. They'll actually sign the card saver itself. And in some cases, I guess that's cool because you can pull different cards in and out and it looks like it's autographed. But yeah, I really don't want that. So um, I have not sent. I think I sent one card with the card saver one, and it didn't come back in a card saver. So what I have done and what I know several other people do is I've created sort of a pouch out of a pair of index cards taped together with some of this blue tape. And I would say it's about 50-50 that the player will actually put your cards in the pouch. A lot of them will send it back. They'll just have it in the envelope, and I guess it probably creates some sort of protection in the envelope. But the idea is to have them put the cards in the pouch. So whatever way you feel comfortable, whether you want to send in the card savers or you want to use the pouch, either way, go ahead and slide that in here, kind of right about where the cards are, like this. Obviously, seal it up. And what I like to do, just to make sure, is I've got a little bit of regular tape, and I will tape three different spots on the three different spots on the envelope. Right here, here in the middle, and then right here on the outside. That way, make sure that it stays nice and sealed. And there you go. Put this in the post office mailbox or put it in your mailbox out front. Mailman will pick it up and it'll be on its way, and hopefully in a couple weeks you'll have a couple autographs. Now, if you want to send 8x10s or photos, you're going to want to use one of these right here with the little clasp. I guess I just call them yellow envelopes, but these are 9x12, so they'll fit an 8x10 nicely. And what you'll do is you'll fold one of these up and put it inside this envelope and send it. And then they'll obviously put the signed 8x10 in the one that you send along with it. Now, if you can find a larger envelope and put a large envelope into a small envelope, that's probably ideal, but this would be the way that I do it. I'll just fold this, and it'll probably be good enough to protect the 8x10. Your biggest threat to damaging the photo is probably the postman himself. You know, folding it when they put it in your mailbox, or just mishandling it all the way, throughout its trip. So this is how I would do it and how I've done it once before. And I haven't actually received it back yet, so I don't know what the condition's going to be when it comes back, but hopefully it's not too bad. But anyway, hopefully this helps you out a little bit and gave you a little bit of information. Um, the the websites that I use for my autographs, information anyway, are Sports Card Forum is where I get most of my addresses. And there's also another one that I've become sort of interested in but haven't used yet, and it's called Star Tiger. And this one's actually a pay website, but there are apparently a whole bunch of really good addresses on here, and a lot of people really like this website. So in the future, I'm definitely going to try it out. I do not know what the fee is, but I would expect that it's not expensive, but not cheap. I would say maybe $20 a month maybe would be my guess without actually knowing. But if anybody actually has the information on how much it is a month for Star Tiger, please leave it in the comments so I at least have an idea of what the subscription fee is. And so yeah, I will leave a link to the Sports Card Forum website in the description of this video. So if you're interested in doing some TTMs, you'll at least have a starting point. The website's really good for athletes. There are, um, I would say, some, but not a lot of actors, actresses, entertainers listed on there. But you'd probably want Star Tiger for if you're planning on just going for the movie stars and entertainers and musicians and stuff like that. You'll probably find a lot more information on that website than you will Sports Card Forum. Sports Card Forum is, as it states, it's for your athletes and you know those types of autographs. But the website is also good for fan packs. They have a very good database where they keep track of the successes and failures and what addresses are good and what addresses are not good. So it's definitely a very good website. Anyway, hope this information was helpful, and I will probably have another video posted tomorrow night. Um, Unexpectedly, I'm going to have a ComC order come in. I wasn't actually expecting it until Monday, but it looks like it got to Dallas today, and so I'm very excited about that. So I'll be showing that at some point tomorrow night. But until then, thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you again soon.